Hello, you're listening to Reviewing History, your comedy history podcast. I'm filmmaker and teacher Brian Rupert, joined here by...
As always, Steve Medagako.
And...
Angie.
Here we go.
Here we
We're
go.
here. It's another pick.
Hi, guys.
We're back.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, what's been new for you guys? Anything?
I went downstairs.
Oh,
and
okay.
I got a drink.
That's
I went
impressive.
too.
Yeah, he can't. We all went
I
together.
went. We all
Yeah.
got drinks.
Yeah.
Drinking
That's
buddies.
a big soda.
They didn't have any diet soda that was small, so I just had to get
What is?
this.
I don't think I've ever seen one that size.
This
What
is
is
a
that?
1 liter, I believe.
1
You
liter.
got a liter of cola?
You got a liter of cola.
Yeah, I think this
You're
is...
like
did it.
Farva.
Yeah, you got a liter of cola.
Wow.
I'm not going to drink this all in one sitting.
Yes, you are.
You already drank like half of it.
Yeah, it's already
No.
mostly gone.
The
Anyway.
fuck, Brian?
Ant's a cup half empty kind of guy.
Yeah.
You already finished most of it.
Yeah, it's like you drank the whole thing. It's like I drank like a
top.
sip. No one could see. For reference, this is the soda. It is.
We have people
the
who
cap.
don't watch the videos.
I've never seen
Well,
a 1
you know.
liter.
No, it's very unique.
Yeah.
Well,
But, you know.
anyway,
It's exciting.
Here we
Hi,
are.
guys.
Not really.
We're at a pick.
what's new?
It's March.
It's March.
March.
Yeah.
March Madness.
How was your February?
What'd you think of the Swift Bowl?
It was awesome.
I really I enjoyed it.
I was really impressed with the person that won the game.
Me too.
I didn't think they were
The
going
plays
to,
were great,
but
and
they
I
did.
liked the halftime show.
What is the halftime show?
Usher.
It's
And all of
I
the
don't
guests that came along with Usher.
Yeah.
It sure was great.
sure was awesome.
We didn't record this before.
Definitely not. Usher. Who even remembers him?
That's
Everyone our
look.
age.
They dug into the old. We're gonna start seeing this.
All right.
Yep.
You know, it's like, and now the Super Bowl halftime show, Limp Bizkit.
That is
Yeah,
never
you're
going
gonna
to
see that.
happen.
Nelly.
Usher.
Nelly did one, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was he trapped in a... No, it was R. Kelly.
R. Kelly. He
Had Confessions. Usher.
Usher had Confessions,
Right.
and he had the biggest song of our generation.
Which is what?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with Lil
That was
Jon
the
and
biggest song of
Ludacris.
our generation?
Was it?
That wasn't bigger than Poker Face.
That song was massive throughout like high school. From like 2003 to 2005, it was played constantly.
Yeah, I guess it was.
You
That's
know,
only 2 years
Yeah.
constantly, though.
it was huge. That song's a
It was.
massive hit.
He's just like we haven't seen him in decades.
He was in the Muppets movie.
What is
Muppets
with
Most
you?
Wanted.
And every time we're talking
He was
about
in
anything,
Muppets Most Wanted.
you got to bring up the
Yes.
fucking Muppets.
Because I love the Muppets. Fuck you.
Muppets rule.
Mark my words, one day
You're the type of
I'm going to
guy-
be in a Muppet movie.
You're the type of guy to go and like smack Elmo around.
All right.
That's,
And
who,
think
that's
it's
who you
cool.
are.
So that's what we got
That's
to
who
talk
you
about
are.
today. This is probably old news for everyone, but this just happened.
It's
in our,
already old
in
news.
our time.
Yeah, it was like 3 days
Yeah, I
ago. It's old.
guess.
So,
I just found out about it this morning.
But the Elmo thing was like a week ago.
Yeah, I know the Elmo thing was a week ago.
which
but-
means it's 2 weeks.
all right, so
Maybe 4.
Elmo from the Sesame Street was on the Today Show. Now, did you know that Elmo had a dad?
Yeah.
You knew this.
What's
All
his
right,
name?
And his
So-
dad has like a goatee and is like just like a stoner guy.
What's his name?
All right. So I don't know the dad's name. He's just dad.
Oh.
So my daughter loves Elmo.
Okay.
Like
She's very young, though.
we look, if we're putting like stuff on for the kid to distract her, a lot of parents they'll put on like these YouTube videos like Hey
Yeah.
Bear,
Yeah.
and it's just dancing fruit, making noise, and it's mindless. So if we're gonna put something on for her, we try to make it
Make it
Sesame.
something stimulating.
At least
Mhm.
it's Sesame Street. It's not
You'll learn a little bit,
overstimulating.
yeah.
Yeah.
But she has Elmo toys. She
She
loves
loves
Elmo.
Okay.
So we put Sesame Street things on a lot. So I see a lot of Elmo in my life.
And you knew he had a dad.
I know he has a dad.
Is this new?
It could. Who? It's not like I
You're
was
not
watching.
keeping up with Elmo.
Yeah, I wasn't watching Sesame
So
Street.
Larry
for 30
David
years.
was on the Today Show with Elmo. And I guess he just came in from off camera while Elmo was doing an interview
Yeah,
and jostled him around.
yeah. He kind of
Shook
just
him?
beat up Elmo a little.
Yeah.
He shook him? Or
Like he's kind of like hitting him. And
Yeah.
like
He's
playing
like, he
with
was
him.
like fake choking him. And then he walked away. and it was like funny.
So he fake choked a,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
puppet.
And the puppets like responded to what he was doing. Like whoever's
Why'd you do
controlling the
this to me?
puppets, they're like, "Oh, Larry, no."
Well, Elmo's dad is helpless, saying,
Yeah.
"No, get away from him," and
Yeah.
Elmo is like, "I used to like you, Larry."
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's very funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, and Larry's,
used to like
Larry's
you,
laughing
Larry.
his ass off the whole time.
He gets to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to like you.
And then they
Larry.
asked him, "Why did you do that?" And he goes, "Somebody had to." That's funny.
It's hysterical.
And apparently, Will Wheaton, Wesley Crusher from Star Trek: The Next Generation, decided that this is a tragedy. He said that watching this happen brought up the trauma of him being a child and being abused by his dad. And like wrote a fucking thing on the internet saying how Larry's like fucked up for doing it.
Because Elmo is supposed to be perpetually 3 years old.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, essentially, he went over and was smacking around a 3-year-old.
Does Will Wheaton know this is a puppet? Does he know?
It's a puppet.
Is
Yeah.
someone going to tell him?
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little disturbed by it too. And I
No,
know
I'm not buying
Shut
this.
up.
I'm not
Guys,
buying this for a
shut
fucking
up.
second.
Hold on. I take my hat off.
Oh, it's serious.
Oh,
now.
he took
The
his hat
hat's
off.
off.
I don't know.
All hats are off.
I don't know what I can do to convince you guys. This is not a bit. I am not fucking around. You know
Okay.
I love Larry David. I love Seinfeld. I love Curb.
Sure.
I also love Muppets. I acknowledge they're fake.
Yeah.
I'm not disturbed on the level of Will Wheaton where I'm going to write a
Mhm.
post about it. But my thing was, this is a children's thing
for children.
for children. Speaking on the news, there's going to be children watching it.
no, there's
No,
not.
it's not. Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
news.
Yeah, you know, all the 2-year-olds are tuning in to the Today Show.
Yeah.
But they're with their parents that have it on or something.
Okay.
And the parents are like, look, there's Elmo.
Right. And then Larry,
And then
David
Larry comes in,
and chokes
smack
Elmo.
him.
And that was my thought. Where I was like, it's I wish he didn't do that. I'm not
Are
going to.
you serious?
I am serious. I'm not fucking
I'm falling
around.
for it.
No.
You're falling for it.
I swear to God, I'm not fucking around.
Listen,
I don't
you can think that it's out of taste,
I
but you're not going to
I don't
go
think
and
it's a
make
crime or anything.
Yeah, you're not going to make a post about it saying it brought up past trauma.
No, what
you know what I mean? It's like,
look,
maybe you shouldn't have beat up the little Muppet that kids love.
yes, that's
but-
my point.
Mhm.
That's
It's
not.
a dick move.
But you're not.
But he didn't even do anything.
Yeah,
he
he
just
didn't
like
beat him up.
jostled him.
Yeah.
It just
Do we have
doesn't
a
need to
video
be
of it?
done.
Because I've never seen it.
It's actually been playing this whole time.
I meant for myself, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I don't care what the fuck you're gonna do to a Muppet. Like, I don't.
So if Larry came out and took Miss Piggy and just started raping her,
You
That's
ever
not what he
see-
did.
You ever
That's not
see
what he
when they remade Faces of Death with Muppets? You ever see that?
no.
So there was this in the 90s. I'm going to date myself here. There were movies called Faces of Death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know faces.
So there's a couple of horrifying scenes where you'll see a guy jump off a building. You'll see cops come up to a woman's body in a swamp. It's really dark. It's scary. It's real life, but it's dark. Well, they replaced all the images with Muppets. So you see Kermit jumping off a building, Miss Piggy decomposing in a swamp. And I'm going to let you know, at no point did I think, this is wrong.
But that's for adults.
I was like, I don't care.
I don't care about that. That's for adults.
I don't care.
Like I remember
Kids can see that.
we were kids and we used to watch Saturday Night Live together. And my sister loved Barney.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've seen this sketch. It's very famous where Charles Barkley is playing one-on-one basketball with Barney.
Mm-hmm.
I've
And
never seen this.
it's really funny. But Charles Barkley was a very rough player.
Mhm.
So he's playing rough with Barney.
Right.
And he's
Like
smashing
elbowing him.
him with the elbow,
Uh-huh.
That's
beating
funny.
the shit out of Barney as they
funny.
play. My sister
Did not like that.
was
Cried?
hysterical crying
Really?
at seeing Barney get his ass kicked.
Oh man.
I think she got over it, though.
I mean,
I don't think it's stuck with her.
I
And
don't
that
know,
was that was him elbowing. This was just like
maybe
a
if
nice
she
little,
saw
like,
Larry jostle the puppet, it would bring back some past
some
trauma.
past trauma.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Look, I don't think this is a national travesty. I don't think it's worthy of like a post of any kind. But
Yeah.
I was
Of
just like,
Wheaton going off the
that's a dick
rails.
move. I wish he didn't do it. That was my reaction.
Wow.
I'm not rating on anyone's parade.
Mhm.
You didn't find it funny at all. That's what counts. Did you find it funny?
Maybe like a 2 or 3. Just because
Okay.
it's such a Larry David thing.
Uh-huh.
Right, Larry
Like,
David's not
You
that
respect
funny.
the attempt at humor?
Yeah, like I could see this. This would be a great thing to build like a Curb episode around, where it's like after this
He has
happens,
to go like a
like things
apology
spiral.
tour.
Well, things
What the
spiral.
fuck is wrong with you, Larry? Why are you attacking the puppet?
Exactly. And like the episode ends where he's in some sort of situation where he needs to like get a kid, and a kid is like, that's the guy who attacked Elmo, and it doesn't help him, and it turns against him. It would be perfect for that.
Just not in real life.
I just think in real life, it's kind of a dick move. I'm not wringing my hands about it. I think there's a level of reactions you could have to total apathy, and this is funny, to Will Wheaton's like going to kill himself over it. And I'm like,
if Will kills
I'm like a
himself
little over
because of this-
apathy, where I'm like, I wish he didn't do that.
If Will kills himself because of this, he's like, I can never recover from the abuse of Elmo. Is it funny? I think it's even funnier.
That makes it funny.
It makes it funnier, right?
That's true. Will has actually helped the joke.
Yeah, he made the joke.
This happened like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I took my wife somewhere and we were walking and talking about it, and it was 5 days old at that point.
Mhm.
This was like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Why Will Wheaton is talking about it now, who knows? Like, I think this was just bugging him forever.
Yeah. Really stuck in his
ate him
craw.
up. He had to write like 4 or 5
He
paragraphs.
had nightmares about his dad coming in the room.
Abusing him.
Oh no.
The funny thing is, his dad was a Muppet.
It was Elmo's dad. They should.
Shut up, Wesley!
Oh, maybe
Elmo hates you!
maybe his dad was like a furry and he dressed up and like he
Oh,
thought
no.
his dad was a Muppet, and that's
no.
why he's all like fucked up now.
But I get Sesame Street songs stuck in my head now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have this show on HBO Max where it's like the first season is all Elmo stuff. The second season is all Cookie Monster stuff, which is just sublime.
You love
Right.
that.
The Cookie
Cookie.
Monster ones are very funny.
Uh-huh.
They parody like actual
Drug
movies.
addiction?
Yeah. But they did like the Avengers, and it's him teaming up with Broccoli, and he has like a
Uh-huh.
cookie shield and shit.
Oh.
But it's funny, But they do this one sketch where it's him and another monster where they make yummy food just for you.
Okay.
Hungry, hungry monsters to the rescue. We make yummy food just for you. And they have a food truck in every episode. They make a new food item based on dishes.
That really reminded me of how you wash your gonads song. That's very Jamaican of you to sing like that.
Well,
I
we
gotta
all
say.
know how I wash my gonads.
Yeah, you
Feel
pick the
free to
soap
sing
up,
along at
pick
home.
the soap up and-
You pick the
Yes.
soap up and you wash the
the
gonads
same-
down. You pick the
That's Cookie
soap
Monster.
up and
That's
you
Cookie
wash
Monster.
it all around.
You hear that?
Yeah, it is kind of Cookie
It's
Monster.
Cookie Monster.
You hate that, right?
Don't like that at all.
Have you ever thought of it when you're in the shower as you're washing your gonads up and down?
Unfortunately, yes.
You really?
You taught at something.
I'm glad. He never washed his balls before he met me. I had to teach him the
Mhm.
song. He would dip them in the sink.
Anyway,
All right, we got some emails.
we do.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. What do we got?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I was just wondering.
Who is this by?
JMC?
That's it, just
JMC.
JMC.
There's no name.
Oh, that's fun. Hi, Jim.
Jesus, Michael Christopher.
Ooh.
Is that like a Sopranos thing?
No.
No, that sounds like you might be onto something. To be
I was wondering if you might review one or two of the following movies for your podcast.
Potter?
He said
He's a
podcast.
He's a chipster.
He said podcast. I just said.
podcast.
Bonnie and Clyde,
Uh-huh.
The
Ooh.
Irishman,
Uh-huh.
Moneyball,
Uh-huh.
Ray,
I think every one of these except Ray has been discussed in the past.
All the
Yeah.
President's Men.
Is that's not a true story? Right?
All the President's Men. Yeah,
I like
it's
that
about
movie.
that. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I think.
It's about the Leonard and Bernstein or Woodward and Bernstein.
Leonard and Bernstein.
Did we just do that? We just did Leonard and Bernstein, right? It was very gay.
Yeah, it was up there.
No, Woodard and Bernstein.
Darling, can somebody call? I heard you needed me.
I'm investigating the president for corruption. I work for the Post. It's Robert Redford. It's about them with the Nixon papers and all that.
Okay.
Deep
Yeah.
Throat.
Watergate.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that shit.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie, but
Okay.
Yeah, I will tell you
What am I
that.
thinking? I was thinking of a movie with De Niro from like the late '90s. That's about like the media, like running the country, and
With
like
De Niro?
presidential corruption. The fuck am I thinking of?
De Niro. I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever.
Is it a true story?
No, I don't think it is.
Is he president?
No, he's not the president.
Talk about heat.
No, I'm not talking about heat.
Why not?
He's got a great ass.
You got your head all the way up it. What?
0 Day?
No.
Wag the Dog.
Yes, Wag the Dog.
I've never
That's
seen
a
it.
horrible
That's
name
it.
for a movie.
Is that a comedy?
No.
Is it a kids movie?
No. It's about like corruption at the deepest level, the deep state.
Wag of the
I've never
dog.
seen it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, continue with the email.
So that's it. He just wanted to know if we would review one of those.
Out of all those, I feel like Bonnie and Clyde would be up there.
Bonnie and
For my
Clyde
pick.
is definitely. I almost.
One of those movies I've never seen, but like it's like a classic.
I've seen it. It's
Yeah.
great. Something I want to talk about is that I love The Irishman.
Irishman
Moneyball,
stinks.
I love it. Moneyball, I'm telling you, I'm picking it this baseball season.
Fuck.
So that's coming up. So you could prepare for
Honestly,
that.
usually our baseball episodes are very funny.
Yeah.
But
You bring such hate.
Ray, you're gonna have to wait till next February for Brian to
Yeah,
pander
yeah.
again.
Yeah. We'll get Ladondo.
Yeah.
Ladondo, we're doing Ray. Come on.
Yeah. Brian wants the virtue signal.
Tell
this
us about
month.
black people.
You'll have to wait till next February. It's funny. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
What gay movie are you gonna pick this month?
March is Women's Month, so I'm picking a woman's movie.
No, March is Irish.
No, International Women's Month.
What about St. Patty's? I'm doing something for
Yeah,
St.
you're
Patty's.
doing St. Patty's.
Yeah.
But March is International Women's Month. Didn't your wife get mad at you last year? We didn't do a chick thing.
No.
What?
Did she?
I vaguely remember this, that she was like, you did nothing for Women's Month.
She may have said that, but I don't
Yeah.
think you're
I
serious.
think she's probably just busting your balls. But that's it. He said, enjoying the podcast. Appreciate your takes on the films you review.
Sweet.
So get ready,
Thank you.
baseball season. I'll be picking Moneyball
Mhm.
and get ready for that.
Thanks. Excited for that one.
All right, this is from our buddy Seth.
Oh,
Seth.
boy. Seth
Hi,
is,
Seth.
Seth is a little long-winded.
Yeah.
Seth can really get out a sentence.
We need Seth.
We
got to
need more
fill
Seth in our
content.
life.
I love Seth.
We got to fill these minutes.
All right. Hey, guys.
All right.
I watched Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not a junkie.
That makes two of us.
No, you are a junkie. I'm
Keep
probably as square as you guys. I was mostly just bored by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rupp and Aunt G seemed to find it personally offensive.
They did, yeah.
I disagree. I don't think I did.
That you could disagree. We're talking about his opinion. Keep going.
I wasn't personally offended. He's wrong. You're wrong. Much like that day.
Keep going.
I'm surprised anyone could see it as pro-drugs, though, because they don't seem like they're enjoying it at all. Their lives are hell. I'm going to disagree.
I
with that.
disagree completely.
Steve?
Here we go.
Put him up, bitch.
I'm on the side with you. I think you can see it as pro drugs, but I could see some people with a different eye not seeing that. But I think this seemed slightly more pro drug than not. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're outvoted, Seth.
Yeah, you're outvoted. Sorry.
He said there's no legal fallout, true, but their lives are punishment enough. Look what
Also
happened
true,
to the
though.
real dudes. But that's not in
But
the
what's
movie.
wrong with their lives in the movie? They get off scot-free with everything. They win.
Yeah. They fly away, you know? Their lives in the movie are two different things.
Mhm.
I think you should have listened to Steve more on this one. There was a lot more to say about the world the counterculture was rebelling against. I don't really see how it's about the death of the American dream or about the failure of counterculture. That was lost on me, but Steve's right. We shouldn't look at it through modern eyes. The movie's 25 years old. The book is 53 years old. Again, though, I was mostly just bored.
Thank you, Seth. Fuck
So-
these two.
I actually agree with what Seth said.
Yeah, fuck
Really?
these two.
You think so?
The movie doesn't say anything about that stuff.
Uh-huh.
But then he what did he say? He was just like, we need to look at it from their eyes. I don't think there really is a point of view from their eyes to take.
I think it's like this shit just happened.
Yes.
You know?
I'm not getting back into this. Let's continue.
I'm glad we get to fight.
I tried to go that route. It failed. Let's continue.
He said, I rewatched it, but I also saw it back then when I was 20. I never felt the need to rewatch it except for this, but it didn't make me want to do drugs. Not that I would have then or would now. We're nowhere to get masculine or either or LSD or whatever else. I guess liquor, well, and grass is legal. I can't remember what else he had. The movie seemed mostly try hard, as kids say. I guess it wasn't that memorable because I never felt the need to see it again. I did find that one line funny when Johnny Depp wonders...
Brian vets these very well. Keep going.
I did find that one line funny when Johnny Depp wonders if they'll have to kill Tobey Maguire and bury his head somewhere.
Very funny, yeah.
I've never been to Vegas, but if I did go, I'd want the full Vegas experience, including burying a hitchhiker or hooker in the desert. Preferably a hooker. But I'm not a complete monster. I'd insist it be one who didn't have a family. Well, you want to find a transient if you're going to kill someone.
Yeah.
Or a fat person. That's who you want to track down.
I like
the best thing about robbing a fat guy.
They can't chase you.
I like how Seth is just devolving into insanity before our very eyes.
Seth goes back and forth, and within the space of one sentence, he flips like one point of view to the other.
It's like we're gonna go to the movie. I'm gonna go to Vegas.
I want to kill.
If I go to Vegas,
I want to kill
I'm killing a
drifter.
hooker, and I thought about this thoroughly.
This is what you want in a fan base.
Yes, I agree.
I love Seth.
Seth is the quintessential perceiver.
Oh, he's rising to the top of your rankings. All right, so, and this is the last part of his email. I watched your review of Maestro. I would have preferred a movie about the maestro from Seinfeld. I didn't watch it, and I'm glad I didn't. But I did enjoy your review. A highlight was riffing on the shitting with the door open thing in the comedy remake with Nathan Lane.
Still a great idea.
That was funny.
It's a great idea.
Incidentally, LBJ held cabinet meetings like that, and it was a total douche power move.
Yeah.
What a power move.
Yeah. He just dominates them.
That's just what I'm going to start potting from the toilet. I'll bring the mic in with me. Anyway, from the trailer, I thought it probably sucked giant elephant cock. If he ever sucked elephant cock. They didn't include it in the movie, but plenty of other cock.
Your mother sucks big elephant dicks. You got that?
What is that?
Raging Bull.
Okay. We could do that too.
We could.
I was going to say it looked like it sucked ass. It's funny. The movie Tar with Cate Blanchett was about a lesbian conductor who slept around. Do they have to be gay to get away with it? Bond can't get away with that anymore, but if he was gay, I guess he would be empowered. I've included my own Maestro drawing, and it's a cartoon which I can't show, but it is a dick going in a butt. It's very funny.
Why can't you show it?
Because I don't think... Can we show that on YouTube?
No, I don't think so.
It's funny. It's a very crude drawing.
Funny, though.
He drew ass fucking and sent it to you.
It's his own Maestro drawing.
Yeah,
with
the interpretation of Maestro.
hairy balls. That's hysterical.
So,
Thank you, Seth.
That's the last of our emails. Yeah, I mean, look, the modern narrative of society is they don't want a man like James Bond to be masculine and go around and fuck a bunch of hot chicks. That's what the people making the movie believe audiences want. And when you look at box office receipts, I think it's clear that they are totally right. And companies like Disney and Universal and Warner Brothers, they have their pulse on the finger of what audiences want.
Steve and I were talking about this the other day. He's watching True Detective
The
for
new
the
one?
first time.
No, I never seen it. I watched the first season.
Did you finish it?
I finished the first season, and I'm halfway through the second.
I never watched. No, I only watched the first season.
First season's awesome.
So
It's got some problems, but it's awesome.
I was stuck in the house last week, and my wife has been watching the new True Detective.
Is it good?
Which is Jodie Foster and this
It's a black chick, right?
It's a black chick with dermal piercings in both cheeks. Anyway, that's not the point.
Is she a cop?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, cops always have
They're in
those.
Alaska.
Detectives always have dermal piercings.
Yeah, exactly. They're in Alaska. But if you remember the first season of True Detective, which was probably close to 10 years ago now, if not more,
Yeah.
it was Woody Harrelson banging some of the hottest chicks on earth.
Yeah.
Yep.
And one of the scenes I saw, my wife was watching True Detective, the new one, was just Jodie Foster, who's
Lesing out.
let's be fair, is over the hill.
She's like 60.
Yeah, and she's just banging this old guy, and it's really just like, what the fuck? Like it's like uncomfortable watching these people fuck. And I was just like, remember when this started, where we were?
Does your wife think it's good?
I
Like
think
the
she
show?
gave up on it because it was
she
so
quit.
shitty.
I mentioned to him, I was like, hey, I'm starting season 2, and I'm like, a lot of these characters are not believable.
Mhm.
And I was like, how did it fall so far? Because it's just one
the
season.
biggest drop off ever.
It's one season difference, and already
Yeah.
the characters are not believable at all. There's a gay highway patrol officer who is struggling with his sexuality, but he's in California, which is like the mecca of gayness.
What year
where
does it take place?
this take place in modern times?
Oh, no, because sometimes they're period pieces,
Mhm.
you know, so that's why I was asking.
Oh no, I think this took place in modern.
I didn't watch it.
Worst case in the 90s, and even then it's early 2000s.
That first season is lightning in a bottle perfection
Mhm.
Yeah.
that you can never
not getting it
duplicate
again.
it.
Yeah.
And it's like you have one of the best performances in TV history of all time with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
he made
never,
it.
They
Yeah.
should. They honestly, it's like you created something perfect. You should have just left it alone
Yes.
because all you've done is kind of sully that perfect season at this point.
Mm.
And I've never seen the other ones. I don't know if they're good, but it's just kind of my perception. You can't top it.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But so you finished it. You loved it.
I finished season 1. I'm almost done with season 2. I'm like more than halfway through or halfway through. I got.
How's Vince Vaughn?
Vince Vaughn's fine, but he's not believable. He's
I-
not
I-
believable as that level of criminal.
I watched
he's a
it
criminal?
when
He's
it
a criminal.
when it first aired, and I think I made it like 3 episodes before it tapped out.
Okay.
Just wasn't.
It's
Wasn't
boring.
grabbing
It's
me.
very boring,
Yeah.
and it's not like I get that. Like, oh look, all detective work is not always serial murderers. Sometimes it's business murders, and sometimes it's different aspects of detective work.
Did you see the guy with the bird head?
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
got
I
a-
saw the guy with the bird head. Yeah.
You see the yellow. King.
It's just not.
Carcosa.
Carcosa.
It's just the characters
Reggie Ledoux.
are not good. That's all. The characters aren't believable characters. That's all.
Okay.
Mhm.
But
It's history time, guys.
it's history time.
It's morphin time.
I'll
You said you got something light.
I'll go first.
I think we all have something light.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So I have the Erfurt Latrine Disaster.
Sure you're saying that right?
I don't.
Is it Greek?
Erfurt.
Eifort.
Eifert.
ERFUT?
Erfurt. This is Holy Roman Emperor shit.
Erfurt.
Okay.
Erfurt.
So-
Okay, continue.
Long story short, Holy Roman Emperor.
Yeah, long story short.
So
Yeah, the world's like a bar after hours.
that's such a great joke that a lot of people won't get.
Please, Colin, come on the show. Please.
Yeah, if anyone knows Colin Quinn, reach out, please.
Tell him.
Come sit with 3 fucking nobodies
Yeah.
for an hour of his life.
Come.
But this is Holy Roman Emperor shit,
Mhm.
and Ant probably definitely knows more about this than me. I'm not really well versed on this history, but as far as I know, it's a bunch of kind of little kingdoms and territories throughout Germania, the German area.
What is today modern Germany was broken up into more or less independent duchies and kingdoms that all owe allegiance to a central authority, generally, for the most part, in Vienna. And that would be the Holy Roman Emperor, the Habsburgs. And they continued in that state of affairs for a very long time until Napoleon came around and abolished it.
Mm.
But yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, this persists for a while, but one of the biggest guys there is Henry the Lion.
What year are we talking?
This event in particular takes place July 26th, 1184.
1184. We're going way back. Okay.
So it's very hot. It's a July. Just keep that in mind throughout the story.
Okay.
All right. But Henry the Lion is like kind of
Henry the Lion.
Yeah, he's pretty famous. He became like a cultural icon later in Germany.
Okay.
Like used for propaganda and stuff like that. But he had a whole bunch of things. A bunch of the other kingdoms teamed up to kind of take him out, right?
Okay.
After this, there's a bunch of territorial disputes.
Always.
The main one is in that for this particular thing that you need to know is between Louis III of Thernagia, I don't know, and I don't know. It's fucking foreign. Thernagia.
Say it, King.
Reminds me wears his Burger King crown and taking a flight.
And
I want to keep riffing with that, but change the subject before we just lose like a half hour.
So then and his main dispute is with the Archbishop Conrad of Mainz.
Mainz?
Mainz.
Mainz,
right?
Yeah.
Not Mainz. That's that French rap group, right?
No, it's a Norwegian black metal band that have a French rap part on the song "Come to Pass."
Mainz is good.
Mainz rule. I just bought one of their albums yesterday.
But so he has a thing with him, and that he's not a real archbishop. He was appointed by the anti-pope. And he didn't like that Louis kept kind of expanding his kingdom, getting closer to the border of where this archbishop is, right? And they go to King Henry the Sixth of the Holy Roman Emperor at this point, and they're like, "We have a dispute. You got to call a diet."
Okay, that's a gathering of the nobles.
Exactly, a diet. You know, that's not what I'm
what
on.
You're on. Yeah.
I am on. Don't I look good, guys? Just take a second, right, guys? Don't I look good?
Bask in the glory.
Showing off the guns. Showing off the pit stains that are fucking prominent right now.
Oh, yeah. This shirt has been through the ringer. I wanted to wear something green for St. Patrick's Day.
Do that again. Well, Jesus fuck.
The stains have ate through the shirt. It's translucent now.
Oh, yeah, I think I definitely have like holes in the armpits.
You are a fucking schlub when you want to be.
Wanna be? I think always.
You are what you repeatedly do. And you're a schlub.
So, anyway, they call these archbishops together, right? And they go to this cathedral.
Mainz?
It's in Erfurt. Erfurt?
Erfurt.
Wherever. They go there.
Erfurt.
It's the Petersburg Citadel, right? And all these other noblemen show up because they hear about this, right?
Gold chains.
So there's 60 noblemen that want to attend this land dispute and hear the ruling. Because for them, they're like, this is their entertainment, right?
God, I've heard of this story.
You've heard this?
Oh, keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you going to come?
Yeah, I've heard this one.
No,
Yes.
that's the different reaction you'll see.
So they're all there, and they're standing. The king is on like this.
I'm gonna come.
The king is like a little further back. He's on like almost an altar. Not an altar, but he's raised.
Platform.
And it's a raised platform made of stone. Everybody else is on the wood, right? So he can like do the ruling. They're almost like spectators. And he's getting ready to do the ruling. And nobody is paying attention that the wood is creaking.
Oh, no.
All the noblemen fall through.
They break the
floor breaks.
The floor breaks. And they fall into a latrine that was built by the monks and had never been taken care of for years and years and years.
Oh, my God.
And they are in
shit.
And piss.
60 fucking...
Noblemen.
60 noblemen.
All right.
Some died from like debris falling on their head. Those were the lucky ones.
Yeah.
The other ones drowned of shit.
Yep.
Or the
sounds like you're gonna come, right?
Yeah. Or the stench suffocated them because it smelled so bad that they died and they couldn't breathe.
Wow.
The king is on the throne stuck until help arrives. They had to get ladders to get him down. Louis III and the Archbishop did not get their dispute settled.
Well,
Audible.
Yeah. After that, they were like, I've seen some shit. So these are the people that we know died that are kind of like more known.
Mm-hmm.
Count Gosmar III of Ziegenhagen.
he's definitely well known.
Yeah. Count Frederick I, all these little counts. I'm not going to name them all, but that's really it. So basically, he survived because the king survived because he was on this stone alcove.
It's good to be the king.
Louis III survived, and it was actually kind of worked out for him in a way because one of the other noblemen there, he suspected of stealing a one-of-one book that like ran throughout his family. When he got married, he had a big wedding, right? And one of the dudes that was there, he was like, they stole my this one-of-one book. I know it was this jerk off, right? That guy died in the event. And then when he got out, that group's family gave him the book back. And they were like, here's your book. So he was right that the guy stole the book. But also keep in mind, this is July. So it's as hot as possible as they're in the latrine drowning to death.
Wow.
That is a disgusting and
that's-
horrible way.
That's the Erfurt Latrine Disaster.
Quite the story.
Yeah.
Makes me a little sick.
Wow.
I thought you may know about that.
I had never heard that one. No, this was news to me.
All right. You want to go?
I guess I'll go. I want to talk about Winky the Pigeon. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Is he a good feather?
She.
Is she a good feather?
No.
Good feathers, by the way.
From Animaniacs.
So funny.
Yes, great bit. Funny bit. Do you remember that it's a movie. It was like I don't know if it was Pixar, but like that style from like 2004 about World War II pigeons.
I vaguely remember
I think
this.
Ewan McGregor was the pigeon.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I do remember this.
But that is not what Winky's about.
Valiant.
Winky about?
Valiant. Yes, that was it.
It is a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
I never saw that. No.
So February 23rd, 1942.
Okay.
In Scotland, there is a RAF air base on an island off the coast of Scotland. And they are using this island to raid German shipping off the coast of Norway. They send out bombers to go hunt German ships, like cargo ships. Norway, by this point, had been conquered by the Germans, and is their main source of things like iron. So that would be the main, shipping containers that they're trying to take out. Iron, obviously, a major war material. Bomber Command has some apprehension about the radio.
What about Bomberman? Did he have apprehension?
Bomberman?
People can hear the radio.
Do you remember Bomberman Hero, the second game?
Is that the one on 64?
Yes.
Bomberman 64 was
I
great.
loved Bomberman.
Well, there was Bomberman 64, and then there was Bomberman Hero.
I don't remember Hero.
I had Hero. It was like a side scroller.
Oh no, I had
64 was great multiplayer.
Bomberman 64 was a really fun game.
Yeah, it was.
Continue.
So Bomber Command has some apprehension about the radio. Radio is fairly new. It's been around about 20 years.
All they hear is Radio Gaga,
Right.
Radio
Boo
Blue
Blue.
and Radio Blah Blah.
What a shit song.
I love that song.
Obviously you don't, because you couldn't remember the words.
It's Goo Goo Gaga and Blah Blah. I can't remember
Goo
the
Goo.
Radio Caca.
Radio Gaga.
Radio
That's it.
bullshit.
Electric
Bull-
Six
that
has a
song
great cover
sucks.
of that too, by the way.
Electric Six is awesome, but that song sucks.
That's where Lady Gaga gets her name.
Yeah, it is.
Son of a.
So they issue a rule because they don't trust radios that
Okay.
each crew bring along with them 2 pigeons. Now the pigeon, don't ask me to explain why, they have some kind of homing instinct that when they are released, they fly back to their home. They go home.
Mm-hmm.
The idea being, if the radio can't be used, you can send out a pigeon with a message attached to it, and someone can receive it.
They'll go home.
Right?
Yeah, I've always wondered about that because you always hear, like, you know, when you read Game of Thrones or Harry Potter, there's all these birds sending people messages. And I'm like, how the fuck does anything
They
get
were
where
used
it's supposed to?
extensively in World War One, but by 2 they were kind of being phased out, but they were still around at this point. So 1942.
Well, if you want to use something better than a carrier pigeon, I would recommend something like Riverside.
very good.
Right?
Good.
Riverside is faster, more effective, and more efficient than a carrier pigeon. And all you got to do to sign up is click our link down in the promo code, and you could be commuting in beautiful
4K.
4K
Mm-hmm.
from your home. You could have pigeons around you if you desire. You don't need to. You could be like the pigeon lady from Home Alone
People,
2.
Arnold. People.
That's Hey Arnold. Right?
Yeah, Pigeon Man. He
Yeah.
flew off into the sun.
Look, Riverside is the way to go for all your telecommuting needs. Click our link down there on the promo code. Sign up. Enjoy Riverside.fm.
Very nice. Very
There you
nice.
go. All
That
right.
was good.
So, 6 Bristol Beaufort bombers go out on this raid mission, and they're hunting up and down the Norwegian coast for a few hours, and they don't find any targets. So they're abandoning the mission and heading home. On the way back, one of the planes has an engine failure, and they are forced to ditch into the North Sea. Now, remember, it is February.
Yeah, this sucks.
The pilot was a very skilled guy, and he was able to more or less land the plane on the ocean without it exploding or being ripped apart.
Mhm.
So they're more or less intact, and they're able to get on a life raft, like an inflatable life raft. And they are now 4 guys out in the ocean,
Stuck.
Just
and they
waiting.
release Winky the pigeon, who was on board the
They
plane.
had their pigeon.
Yeah.
They've saved the pigeon?
Yes. For whatever reason, they were not able to attach any kind of message to Winky. So she just
Well, they probably didn't have paper.
she just flew. The rest of the planes, the other 5, make it home, and one of them hasn't made it. So they go back out to try and search for them, and they search all night, and they come up with nothing. The next morning, a guy named
Blinky,
not Blinky,
Stinky.
George Ross. George Ross is a pigeon man. He knows his fucking pigeons.
I'm a pigeon man.
Okay.
He owns Winky.
I'm thinking of that.
He has raised Winky. He's trained Winky.
I'm thinking of that.
He's
SNL
played with
sketch.
Winky.
Yes.
I'm an oil man.
Yeah.
Yes, he's played with Winky.
So George Ross,
I knew that would get him.
walks out into his pigeon coops, and there's
Do
Winky.
you know how George Ross talks?
How?
Why does he talk?
Pac-Man.
Why is he back?
Blinky.
What's Blinky? What?
It's one of the ghosts.
Okay.
You didn't get it?
No.
It's such a Brian connection.
It's Pac-Man.
So weird.
That's good. You just didn't get it.
So Winky, George is very surprised to see Winky show up at his house.
Yeah.
She is exhausted and has oil all over her. So George Ross, being like this insane pigeon man, is able to determine by the level of exhaustion of the bird that she has flown somewhere between 10 and 150 miles.
Wow.
Jesus.
And he deduces that because she has oil on her, she has rested on an oil tanker somewhere on the way.
That makes sense.
So he calls up the RAF base with this information. And the RAF guys collaborate with the Navy to find out if there are any oil tankers in the region. And sure enough, there was one. And they're able to narrow down the search parameters based on this.
Holy
So they
crap.
send the planes back out again, and sure enough, 15 minutes in, they find the 4 guys floating on the raft. They drop a care package with some food, some blankets, and some cigarettes, and a few minutes later,
A boat.
a Navy ship comes and picks them up. These guys' lives are saved because of the fucking bird.
Wow. Winky.
Yep. Winky
Winky's cool.
will go on to get...
Become a national socialist?
She's... well, that would be ironic.
The pigeon, right?
That's what that movie's about, by the way. The Ewan McGregor movie. It's about like British pigeons fighting Nazi pigeons.
Wait, there's Nazi pigeons?
Yeah. But yeah, Winky will get a medal for gallantry for her service. And she was later taxidermied and is on display to this day. You can go see Winky.
The bad guys, the bad guys in the pigeon movies, it looks like, are eagles.
Oh, they're right. Yes, they're Nazi birds.
Von Talon is the main villain.
We technically could do that, right? That's close enough.
Von Talon is going to deliver messages to Der Fuhrer himself. I want to see this.
We can 100% do that
Ricky
on this show.
Gervais is one.
Yeah. I think John Cleese
John
is.
Cleese is. John Hurt is an old seagull.
That's good. That's good.
Jim Broadbent is one. Hugh Laurie is like a trainer. Tim Curry is Von Talon.
Oh my God.
A German falcon. He's a falcon.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Yeah, this movie's got to be just fucking a riot. Yeah, that's the story of Winky.
So I'm sorry, I missed the end. So Winky got
a medal and taxidermied and is on display.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can go see it. Do we know where?
Somewhere in
It's
England.
like a museum, I would assume, like a military
picture
museum.
of Winky.
Yeah.
She's out there.
What a life led by that bird.
And one final thing. I heard about Winky for the first time from the song Winky by Big Big Train, the English prog band.
Is that why you picked this?
That's why I picked this. So if you listen to the song, it recounts the entire story I just told you, but with maybe even more detail. They get real into it.
You should have just recited the song.
I should have.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
that's cool.
you told me about Big Big Train before. You told me you're going to see them.
Yeah, next month.
And so the other day I was home and I was like, I just messaged you about Big Big Train.
They're a great band. Been around since the 90s.
The singer sounds just like friggin' Peter Gabriel in Genesis.
Yes, Logden. I forget his first name.
Now, could you tell me what you tell the audience what you told me you realized?
So I was a big fan of Big Big Train. I got
apparently not big enough.
I got a bunch of their albums, and I saw that they were going on their first ever tour of the United States this coming March. I suppose this will probably come out after the show, right?
No, it's going to come out like right before.
Okay. Well,
so if you want to meet Angie, go see Big Big Train.
Go see Big Train in
Meet
New
your
Jersey.
local celebrity. Soon to be worldwide.
So I went and I bought tickets, and then I found out literally like later that day that the guy I love, the singer, Mike, I think his name's Mike Logden, he a few months ago was fixing something on his roof and fell off and died. And apparently his bandmates didn't waste any fucking time and pretty much jumped in the guy's grave and replaced him.
What else are you going to do? The tour's, you're spending a lot of money going on
so.
tour.
Here's what I think happened.
He wasn't good.
They were like, I think we should go to the Americas. He's like, I never want to go to the Americas. I never want to go there. That's the accent I've chosen for him.
Right.
And he's like, I'll never go there over my dead body. And then he died.
All right.
He fell off the roof, and they were like, finally.
Now we're good. Do you think they pushed him off? You think it was an inside job?
I think he was doing some Christmas decorations to please his family and the neighborhood children.
Doing asshole labor?
Yeah, and it took him out.
Maybe maybe he got like a bigger percentage of the tour, so if they wipe him out and they get a new guy, it's a lower percentage that they have to give out. You know what I mean? You got to think like that.
They've had a lot of members, apparently.
Yeah.
What, are they all dying?
Well, he was the main guy. He was like writing everything.
Oh.
And then now he's dead. And I'm a little disappointed, but I'm still going to go to the show. I'm sure it'll be great.
It'll be a good show. Though I'm sure they found someone that could live up to that expectation.
Right. Is his name Nick DeVerglio?
No, that's Nick DiVirgilio, the former drummer of Spock's Beard, who is now the current drummer of Big Big Train.
I'm trying to find
Get
this
on the level,
name.
bro.
There's no Mike.
Don't you know you're inside out Regulus?
Oh, was he wrong?
It might not be Mike. It's Logden.
Logden? There's no Logden.
Who's the fucking singer of Big Big Train? Come on, bro.
Gregory Spaulding?
That's the new guy.
Rickard Soldierbloom?
No.
Dave Foster?
No.
How many singers have they had?
Claire Lindy?
Bro.
Come
on.
I don't know what you want. Martin Reed?
No.
We get our facts
Andy
right
Poole.
here. Are you just
David
naming?
Longden.
There you go.
How many lead singers have they had?
David
That
Longden.
it took that long.
They've had a long career. They've been around for like
They've
30
had
years.
a lot of members.
That's still a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, I'm most familiar with the era between like 2010 and now. So like the earlier stuff, I don't even know that
Yeah,
well.
David Longden wasn't on that
They were
stuff.
trying to find their footing.
All right.
David Longden is not the original vocalist.
Uh-huh.
He came into the band in like 2009.
I have their first album, which I only played like once. Goodbye to the Age of Steam.
Mm.
This is the Big Train Show. Welcome,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yep, there we go.
Look, we don't get to prog out often. Indulge us for 10 minutes.
We never prog out often. It's been our musical taste have been really showing the last few weeks. I'll say. I got a story.
All right.
Because I want to do some Irish stuff. I want to pick an
He's gonna get
Irish
drunk
movie.
and fight.
I want to get drunk and fight. I want to kick out the English from wherever I am. Get out, Anthony. I want to talk about the Irish Rebellion of 1798.
I will beat you until you're an Irishman.
I only got one good arm.
But I will fuck you up. The last words my dad said to me.
I bring this because, like I said, I am picking some Irish themed film for my pick. But I also like the outcome of this rebellion specifically because it actually is still reverberating today in a couple of different ways. So let's go over this. This took place 1798. It was only a 4-month rebellion. And it really changed a lot.
4-month rebellion, and that's fucking long.
Yeah, it's pretty long. The people involved: United Irishmen, random nationalist defenders, and France.
What year are we in?
1798.
1798.
Okay.
So about to be in the 1800s here.
It's the middle of the French Revolution that
Yeah.
comes into play.
Yeah. The rebellion was against Great Britain, obviously, and also people aligned with the crown for the Kingdom of Ireland. So you had a lot of people who were nationalists.
This is my island.
Yeah, my island. Let's talk about the numbers here first before we get into the story. For the Irishmen, you had 50,000 troops, 4,100 French regulars, and 10 French Navy ships. Because the French are fighting the British constantly.
The French saw this as an opportunity to disrupt their enemy, the British Empire.
Mm-hmm.
While the revolution was happening.
Well, they just, we're not too far removed from the American Revolution.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
well, you have all this nationalism going around.
It's
The
all
Irish
over.
want a piece of that.
Mm-hmm.
well, we won, so now everybody is like,
They see the kinks in the
this
armor.
be done?
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem with that. They were against 40,000 militia, so Irish aligned with the crown, 30,000 British regular troops, 25,000 yeomanry.
What are those?
Yeomanry.
Yeomanry, excuse me. It's a reserve army.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Then
I thought like yeomans, like
1,000 Hessians were on this fight.
Hessians.
So it was pretty massive, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a big fight.
And the casualties were insane. Irish lost 10,000 to 50,000 estimated, with 3,500 civilian deaths.
And they're already a British territory, right?
10 to
yeah.
50,000 Irish troops and civilians. 3,500 were French captured. So
Okay.
the French got their asses beat. They lost 7 ships. For the losses of the British, 500 to 2,000 military, 1,000 loyalists. So the Irish took a beating.
The British were like, look, Americans may beat us, but there's no way we're losing to the fucking Irish.
So let's talk about how this happened and how it really like today.
Okay.
This is how they ended up in Ulster, right? Like all the Protestants went up to Ulster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
okay.
The Society of United Irishmen were formed in Belfast by the Presbyterians.
Northern Ireland.
Which is in Ulster.
Yeah. So they were opposing, the crown. And when you are looking to do reform, you're going to have a lot of messy stuff. With this movement, they wanted to form a republic with the Catholic majority. And one of the main reasons was that they were rack-rented tenantry drove it. So they were all just tenants. They weren't allowed to own anything.
Right.
And it
They
drove
don't
people
own
insane.
property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got like British landlords that they pay.
Like
rents
in
to.
Yes.
Far and Away when we
Yes,
watched that.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the reason why I say that also kind of mimics stuff today is in the United States is probably like the most tenants ever at this point,
Mhm.
which are kind of like, I was like, huh, that's something that sparks movements, you know, and I'm curious if that's going to happen here.
I actually think what has happened in America, if we're going to talk about owning property, I think it's led to a lot of, especially younger people, to feel dejected and like they don't have a stake in anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened with these people.
And it's led
Right.
them to just be completely like, you know,
Well, that opens the door to things like socialism.
exactly. That's what's happened.
And that's what happened. Well, that's what they tried to do here. And that's kind of what you do see some socialist aspects coming into the United States through the means that means, right? Like, oh, if you're poor, you don't own land, you
The
don't have a
Bernie
stake.
Bros.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bernie Bros. Yeah, yeah. So I was like, that's interesting how it just keeps repeating, you know? So when this group forms, remember we're talking about the Society of United Irishmen, the French hear about this and are like, let's join them. Let's help these guys out.
Oh, it's the enemy of my enemy. type
Enemy of my
shit.
enemy's friend.
Plus, these Republican French are obviously going to support anyone rising up and trying to, you know, become a republic.
They
So-
also-
It's like, look, America's probably supported them in
especially
speech.
Yeah.
that if they do that, will knock out
The
the
Brits.
British from
Yeah.
the war.
They also found Democratic militants in Britain and like recruited them.
Sure, yeah.
And when that happened, martial law was declared and they started weeding everyone out. So as they're weeding people out, little uncoordinated like uprisings start happening because they're doing like the martial law in your town. You're not allowed to hang out. Well, fuck
Right.
you.
Yeah.
We're gonna rebel.
Mhm.
So as all these rebellions are happening, the French are just like okay, let's land here, right?
Yeah.
Like so, in the West, you had a bunch of expeditionary forces landing, French forces, to try to help out these little pockets of rebellions and kind of gather them together, which eventually it kind of came to a head.
We are here to help. What do you mean you have no
But-
vine?
We know if there's one thing about the British at this point is they have a good navy,
The best.
the best navy in the world.
The best.
So as the
You
expeditionary
British are
forces,
good. You British Navy are good. Real good.
as the
We're
forces
the
are
best.
landing, they're thinking we're going to meet a big rebel force, but there's just pockets everywhere.
Right.
They can't get enough
not
forces
organized.
together, and the British just wipe them out every time.
Yeah, piece by piece.
So they're getting pretty messed up here. And it actually like there's a second French expedition group that gets messed up in the naval action. They didn't even land, but a rebel group was trying to meet them, and there was a United Irish leader named Wolfe Tone.
Oh man,
He gets captured.
Tone Loke?
He
the
gets
wolf
captured.
tones.
And in fact, it will come into play later on. It'll come into play later on. So the rebellion is pretty much squashed in those terms. And instead of just saying like, okay, it's
You're a
squashed.
traitor and a rebel spy.
Well, here's what happened. Instead of saying like,
What is that? Is that
Well,
the Patriot?
No, it's
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Instead of them saying, okay, we squashed it, leave it at that, they say, you know what? Acts of Union, we're going to abolish the Irish legislature and the Kingdom of Ireland. It's done. They wipe it out. And now, this causes 5 more years of rebellion, you know, and even more chaos.
That will really piss them off.
Yeah. So now you have Unionists, Nationalists, and basically just any Irishmen.
All Irish sects.
Mhm.
They're all
And
pissed.
Republicans. They want complete separation now and independence, right?
How long have they been like a part of the empire?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds, yeah.
Since like the 800s.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was big.
So this has been like 1,000 years.
So they're like, yeah, screw the kingdom, you're done. You know,
Nah,
now
that's a
you're-
lie. It's not that long. It's probably since the 1500s.
Okay.
So because Wolfe Tone was captured, and I don't know the story of him. I don't know if he was killed or anything, but he was the spirit of this independence. And in his name, all the people that I just mentioned, nationalists, Republicans, unionists, they all want complete separation for his cause.
Do it for Wolf.
Do it for Wolf Tone. Do they get it? Not really, because this goes all the way until 1998 Belfast Good Friday Agreement. And it becomes a problem with this. So the Good Friday Agreement is a referendum to stop all violence.
Lay down all arms.
Lay down all arms. But they go back to, no, look what you did to Wolf Tone. This thing that you did, the acts of union, never should have been.
What year was that?
Which one?
The Belfast Agreement?
1998.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So
that's what the
It's in our
Dairy Girls
lifetime.
show
it is
about.
also over
The what?
debate.
That show Dairy Girls.
What is Dairy Girls?
You don't know about Dairy Girls?
No.
It's a TV show about like some teenage Irish girls in the 90s.
Why do you watch this?
I've seen clips of it on like Facebook.
Okay.
It's actually kind of funny.
Oh, it's a comedy?
Yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah.
they're Irish
The
girls.
Irish teenage girls living in Ireland, and then the finale of the show is the referendum, and like they have to decide which side they're on.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Yeah.
So in the referendum, the interpretation of the 1798 rebellion and why they took out the acts of union came into play again. It's even argued today that like, no, this should have never happened, and like the kingdom should still stand and stuff like that. It's actually pretty interesting.
Really?
And like, yeah. So if you ever wondered like how far back it goes and what the real split was, this kind of really pushed it into a significant part.
I remember the first time we saw Primordial in 2008. It was like the week before the Brits, I think, pulled the army troops out of Northern Ireland for the first time ever.
Mhm.
And Primordial's an Irish band. And I remember the singer opened the show like with the Irish flag. And he's like, we are finally free. Something like that.
That band is like the most nationalist Irish band like ever.
Yeah.
They're fucking cool.
But I remember that show like,
They're
when that
awesome.
started. I was like, this is fucking awesome. that was a band that we knew nothing about.
I discovered them at Hellfest.
2008.
That's where we saw them.
Yeah.
That seeing them live and we were like, they fucking rule.
Yeah.
He pulled me from, I was going to go see another band. He's like, no, come see them.
Because I think they also
I
did
didn't see
Grass
them the
Pop
first
that
time.
year
Yeah.
when we went.
Yeah, well, we went to two festivals. We went to Hellfest and we went to Grass Up. I watched them at Hellfest,
Yep.
and you guys were not with
Randomly,
me.
yeah.
And then when we got to Grass Up, I was like, you need to see this band.
Yeah.
And it's
I didn't watch them at Hellfest. I thought I did.
You may have, but
I
he
think I
didn't.
did.
I know he
didn't.
didn't.
I
And
was
I told
bold.
him, I was like, you need to come see this.
Yeah.
Like, it's something else.
I think I bought their album at.
Yeah, I definitely,
I think I bought
definitely
it
was
at
there because I
Grass
saw
Pop.
them twice.
Mhm.
I bought their album at Grass Pop, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. So, yeah, if you've never listened to Primordial, if you're a metal fan,
Go listen to the Nameless
Listen
Dead
to
right
them
now. What are you
now.
doing?
Nameless
Now.
Dead and Gathering Wilderness.
Gathering Wilderness is amazing.
The coffin chips, bro. On this St. Patrick's Day, listen to
Listen to the
Yeah.
coffin chips.
Take you two, throw them out the fucking window, and
Yeah.
put on Primordial.
Yeah, they should be the real.
Fuck your
thing.
Celtic women. You Sinead O'Connors.
Well, the reason why I brought that up is because it actually ties directly into the movie that I'm picking.
Well,
Yes.
let's go into
What
picks.
movie?
Let's go into some picks here. I'm going to pick The Wind That Shakes the Barley.
And we're dropping that St. Patrick's
Mhm.
week. So that's like,
2006, Cillian Murphy.
yeah, so that's going to come out, like March 14th.
It's about the IRA. So,
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Ant, what are you picking?
Oh, I don't know. Oh,
Brian,
Ed Wood.
what are you picking?
That's right. We just recorded that.
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, Tim Burton. Amazing job by Anthony. What are you actually picking?
So I texted you guys. I was like, do you care if I pick this? And nobody answered me.
You never
He
100%.
probably did. I just didn't care.
Yeah.
did I not care either? I don't.
What is
think,
it, Brian?
So I was asking you guys, do you care if I pick The Conqueror?
You
What,
never,
with John Wayne?
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
you never said that.
I 100% did. I can show you my text.
This is great.
Yeah, I figured we need
We need that level of fucking awesome.
yeah, we need something just so different and weird. I gave you guys 2 or 3 choices that I was thinking of picking, and they were all ignored.
Yeah.
I was also thinking of picking Silence, which is about Portuguese monks trying to
In
convert
Japan.
the Japanese. Yeah, that movie's fucking
I'm
great.
up for either.
Got
Whatever you want to do,
about
Brain.
Dotson.
Or I was thinking
Dotson. We got Dotson
yeah.
here.
So I'll ask
Nobody
you guys,
cares.
which of those 2 would you prefer?
I can't do that. It's your pick.
I'm open to either.
What's shorter?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't have a single.
All right, we'll go the Conqueror. Fuck it. Let's have some
Let's
fun.
fucking
Yeah,
do
let's
it.
Because we know it's
Yes.
going to be a laugh.
It's gonna be great.
Is it
I'm
real?
Genghis Khan.
It's John Wayne playing Genghis Khan.
Fuck yeah.
Dying being irradiated throughout the movie.
Hell
dying of
yeah.
cancer.
Yeah.
Okay, China.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
You better believe I'm coming over that wall.
Oh, now I see it. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Conqueror if that's cool, and we both ignored you.
Yeah. I was running, and as I was running, I kept checking my phone. I was like, they're really just gonna fucking ignore me.
All right.
All
night.
right, guys.
Thank you for listening. Watch, subscribe, like, share.
And how's your mental health?
How are you doing today? Your hand. All right. This is a great part that we can jump into for mental health. You see this? When you cross your arms, it means you feel threatened.
You feel threatened?
You feel threatened?
No,
You sure?
I don't feel threatened.
You should feel
Sure,
safe.
you feel
You're
threatened.
amongst friends.
You feel like you're very, very scared and you have to contain yourself.
No, it's not true at all. Yes, and
Well, you know what would help you if you felt threatened?
It's BetterHelp.
It's BetterHelp, and thank you for the smooth transition.
BetterHelp is the online therapy tool that you can use to improve
Fucking
your
ass.
life. You can talk to an online licensed therapist today. It's fully
I'm fine.
customizable. It's fully customizable. What more do you want? You can pick who you want to talk to, what type of person, their faith, your faith, as religious as you want. Maybe you want a priest. I don't know. Talk to someone, customize it today. Get a help. Get BetterHelp. Click our link down there.
Get a help.
Did you know that Duck Duck Goose is called Duck Duck Gray Duck in Minnesota? I'm reading a Snapple fact.
Duck, duck, gray goose?
Duck Duck Gray Duck.
Duck.
They don't say goose, they say gray duck.
That doesn't flow.
It doesn't.
Duck, duck, gay duck is what they play down south. You don't want to be the
I would
gay
say
duck.
here more than south.
Wasn't there a show, Queer Duck?
Yes.
What?
Yes. It was Klasky Chopo. It was Queer Duck.
Was he a happy duck or
It was
like
a comedy.
gay?
He
Was
was
it
a
a
gay
gay duck?
duck.
Oh.
Yeah, he had friends. One was named Oscar Wildcat, and he was a wildcat.
That's funny.
The other one was Openly Gator. He was an alligator.
That's funny. I like that. That's good. That's good. I like a good punny name.
What about that other one where George Costanza was a duck?
George Costanza was a
Duckman.
Oh, I forgot about Duckman.
Yes.
Is that the one that's based off the comic?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think that one was Klasky Chopo, not the other one.
Yeah, Duckman. Yeah, that
Duckman.
was Jason Alexander. You're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
1994. Wow,
Huh.
Duckman.
Fucking great.
Forgot
dude.
that existed.
Duckman. Killing it. Getting everybody fucking riled
Anyway,
up.
thank you.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
All right. Want to give a big thank you to everybody listening and or watching. Want to give a big thank you to Tom, Steve, Dave, Brywalt, Q, Get 'em, Landers Record down in the studio. We greatly appreciate it. Please follow the show on all social media. Review History Pod on Twitter, Reviewing History Pod everywhere else. Leave a 5-star review on Apple iTunes, Spotify. It helps potential sponsors find the show. We would greatly appreciate that. Go to the website, check it out, like and subscribe, tell a friend, helps us. Help us help you. We'll be able to provide you more entertainment, do more things. Follow me personally on all social media at Brian Rupert. That's with 2 P's. Follow me on Letterboxd. I rank and review every single movie I watch, including the ones in my personal life. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.